All right, guys. Hi. I am back with another video as promised. All right, guys. Hi. I am back with another video as promised. I'm not in this video because I look a hot mess. And mostly because I don't want to put on a face and other things. But I figured I'd come and do a video today on, after you have done your removals at this point. I'm sure some of you have either, started to manage on your own or have given up. And I figured that I'd give just a little bit of information and some products that I really love that you could possibly order while you're at home. And that just in any case you have some things on deck, just like essential things that'll be good for you to keep in house just in case. I mean, of course, we're all going to go back to our regular schedules at some point, but you never know when you may need these things. So I'm going to start. I actually had a strengthener on before. And I think in my last video, I did go over what is it? Química Alemana, which is a strengthener. I think it's like from Honduras or like Guatemala, somewhere in South America. And while I know a lot of people really, really love, toxic-free products for their nails, this one is a really good one, even though it has all the toxins in it. So, and then I have some other products that I really love from Jinsoon, which are really great, and you can still order those. Orly, 25th of June. Shout out to Nexus, that's my homegirl. Cirque Colors, shout out to them, they're amazing. Yeah, that I think are great. So let's get started. Like the last video, we're going to give your nails like a quick file. So in this video, I'm basically just going to be starting with the basic manicure. Like I said before, if your nails are really short, I suggest keeping them like nice and square, but without taking too much off the sides. But if you like them round them, boo. Do what you feel. So we're just gonna file a little bit. I figure I keep this part in the video so you guys, for people who definitely just don't know how to do nothing to their nails, you get kind of like a basic understanding of how you should file your nails. I'm going to just be doing my left hand in this video. I think I should do another video where painting your less dominant hand, because that can be tricky for people, but you guys let me know. I'm going to start off with Deborah Lippmann's cuticle remover. I don't know if you could see it. Oh, I guess this is one of those videos where I'm like what is that called? Like a makeup vlogger. That's funny. Except I do nails. So we're gonna do like a little drop here. In my other video, I did use cuticle oil. I always like using cuticle oil also. It just kind of loosens up the skin a little. If your cuticles are super, 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 super dry and you have not been moisturizing your hands, just start with some cuticle oil. It's probably gonna be easier for you. And maybe moisture, let it set in for a little bit before you start the manicure. So anyway, we're just going to go in and push our skin back some. And on each finger. Now I usually like to go in and basically just clean up and buff first before I cut any dead skin out of the way. I mean, technically, what I usually do with my manicures I usually use my drill I just push back gently and use my drill without any oil or anything, but that's because I know how to steady my hand, and it just cleans up a lot of skin better, honestly. But you know, you guys don't have that option. So if you're gonna do the classic way, if you have you don't have a cuticle pusher, I would suggest maybe using an orange wood stick. It's the same way. You're probably just going to be a little bit more gentle. Just because you can really like juke your cuticle. Juke is such a Caribbean word. So yeah, you don't want to do that. Next, you're going to take your buffer and just kind of buff out all the dead skin that you've pushed back. I like to push back to the cuticle, push down on the sides. It kind of just lets you lift everything out of the way. So yeah, clean everything back, push everything downward. Also make sure that you're getting at the bottom of the free edge of your nail. So this part here. Just, you know, when you want to be painting, you don't want to have any leftover skin or leftover like filed nail to compromise the polish. Some of you, I'm sure, are still, if you've taken off your extensions at some point, are still dealing with little ridges in your nails. Don't be alarmed. They will grow out. So don't worry about that. So after you've buffed everything, I have like a bit of dead skin that you can see, especially on this nail. But after you've buffed everything, this is when you want to go in and cut any dead skin that you have. I don't necessarily like cutting the cuticle area. It just kind of leaves your skin raw sometimes, especially if you cutted it too much. If you're not familiar with the live skin and dead skin, you don't want to be cutting anything. So for you guys at home, if you do use a nipper, don't get like too aggressive with it so that you cut yourself. Try to do minimal cutting. You still, after all this is done, are gonna have to go see your nail tech, and she definitely is gonna be looking at you like, ma'am, what did you do? So I'm just gonna go in on the sides and cut any dead skin really gently. Like cut and just pull away really, really gently. You're gonna go in and do it to any other side wall that might have any dead skin. Same on this side. It can get a little tricky too, I'm sure. Just be really careful with getting the dead skin. Sometimes it's easier if you do have a little bit of dead skin, if you can lift it up. At least for me, I like doing this. Lift it up and just cut it. This is an area that I love picking at, so I advise you guys to stay away from it because sometimes I do get like little ingrowns. And through all of this, you're gonna want to pull the skin back so that you can get any dead skin that you need to get. So like here, I'm having to pull the skin kind of firmly away from the nail to remove any dead skin that might be in the crease of my sidewall. If you have any dead skin here where you've been picking, go ahead and clip that off too, but just be very gentle yourself. If it's raw and tender, don't cut it, let it heal, because then it'll start bleeding. So boom. Everything is pretty much cut away. At this point, what I would have normally done and what you can do at home, because you want to make sure that you're properly removing any residue, I would just go and wash my hands. If you're a client of mine, you know that right before painting, I love making my clients wash their hands to make sure the nail bed is actually completely clean before I apply it and like re-dehydrate and apply the dehydrator. That's usually with gel manicures and acrylics. So I've gone ahead and kind of like removed any dead skin. We can see like right here, it's a little bit more, but I don't want to do anything to like keep picking at that when I could just moisturize. I've like pretty much cleaned up any dead skin. I do have a little nick here. Any dead skin around it. If it does feel like kind of firm and you still have like little loose stuff, don't cut it too much because then it's just going to get raw. So leave it alone. Instead, well, you can, at this point, I guess, go and wash your hands when you're doing it. I'm just going to clean off my nail bed with a little bit of alcohol to dehydrate before I apply my strengthener. And polish. So just give it a quick wipe down. So some of the things that I like using, Jinsoon's nail brush treatment, hyper repair, really good for your nails. This, I believe, is 10 free, like majority of her polishes. There's a new product for her, which I got to use the first time backstage this past February, before the Rona hit. So this is a really, really great one. She also has a nice hyper gloss top coat, very quick dry, speedy top coat that goes along with it. These are really, really great, and you can order these from her site. The Química Alemana. This is the other strengthener that I actually just took off. I really, really love this. This is the one I was talking about that has like all the toxins in it. You order whatever base coat or strengthener feels good to your soul and your values. These are ones that I'm suggesting that I really, really love. Orly Bonder. This is just a rubberized base coat, but Orly is like a really, really, really good brand. I really, really love them. Shout out to them. I hope that Orly and I can collaborate sometime in the future because that would be a lot of fun. Especially with their color lab. So that's also a really great one that I like. These are really, really good base coats that I really, really love. Some other ones that I think are really great. Cert Colors has a nice like, and 25th in June. Both have really great, and 25th in June is a Black owned business. Shout out to Nexus. The 25th in June and Cirque are both really great. They're both like very hydrating and have strengtheners in them as base coats. So these are really great options. I'll put links for all of these that you can purchase. I know some of you know, but not all of you do, that I have a Amazon affiliate store. So some of these you can actually purchase. These, I believe, these you won't actually be able to purchase through Amazon, but these two you definitely will. So I'll put those up at the end for you. I'm gonna go back to the Química Alemana. I've been also, while I've been home, sidebar, I've been wanting to grow my nails out again just naturally, but not putting anything on them while I'm home unless I have to do like a one-on-one. So that's what I've been doing. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start. I have already dehydrated, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it again. And at this point, you guys have probably already washed your hands and have gone ahead and did a douse with alcohol. I'm going to clean the top of my thing here. So, a nice little tip. If you have polishes at home and, you know, the neck of the bottle is kind of caked up and from, like, fishing your brush too much, just give it a wipe with acetone. It makes it a lot easier and manageable to deal with. dip this back in here, roll that around a bit, give it a good shake. So you want to go through and just do a nice thin coat. As your base. You can go through and fish your bottle again if you pulled a bigger pool on your brush. Sidebar, a pool on your brush is basically just the amount of liquid that like paint that you're picking up from the bottle. You want to try to keep your pools like really small, because then you'll just have excess dripping down the brush there. So one nice quick coat. Make sure you guys are capping this free edge area here. That's gonna help for your polish to last longer. So you wanna be capping it from the base coat, color, all the way to your top coat. Okay. So already my nails look like I love myself. So let this dry for like a couple seconds. I think I'm gonna go with this new purple color that I got from Zoya from Backstage. It's called Abby. Fun fact, Zoya apparently has names for all of their polishes, and they're all women, which I think are pretty amazing. I've yet to see a Leanne color, so when I do see that, I hope it's either in like a deep red or bright pink, honestly. Especially, also, side note, with the Kamika Alemanas, this one, you can use it as a base coat. I like using it as a base coat because I tend to do a very light, thin coat of it. Some people aren't that skilled and don't necessarily know how to pull their brush. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And don't know how to pull their brush. So sometimes it may drag a little, which is why I'm giving you kind of like that heads up. I hate painting my nails like this because it's really annoying, but since I'm on video, I kind of have to. So sorry, I have my window open. So you're gonna go in now after you've painted your little set. Abby's a cute color. If you do have any like nicks or anything around the color, this is the point where you go in with your cleanup brush. And this is one of the two that I tend to use on set if I need to. So I kind of go in, you're gonna go in with some acetone or nail polish remover to clean up anything on the sides, anything at the free edge, or anything at your cuticle area, which I don't have any. I usually tend to do this prior to my top coat, just so we're like smudge free. And I'm going to use Jinsoon's Hyper Gloss. Super quick drying. The brush is like easy to float. And really great. And it's something about like the formula and the brush being like so flowy that just kind of makes it perfect. But I guess that's like nerdy polish talk. Great trick. If you smudge your nail color, go over it with your fingertip with a little bit of acetone or polish remover. Tap it a little bit, gets it right out. And then you can just go back over it.